I'm immensely grateful to you, Rachel. And your question is, hi, I'm thinking of having rhinoplasty. Would like some advice on this procedure and what's realistic results. Okay. Right. Well, Rachel, did something happen then? Was that, did the screen go blank? Was that just me? Anyway, Rachel, I will definitely answer your question to the best of my ability, but I don't do rhinoplasty. I mainly do breast and body contouring. I don't do facial plastic surgeries, don't do facelifts, rhinoplasties, blepharoplasties, eyes and things. I've done it in my training, so I know about it. And I was actually going to specialize in head and neck, was my specialty at the end of my training, but I then went into breast. But anyway, I will answer your question. What, having run, but like some advice on this procedure and what's real? Well, my advice to you, Rachel, for this procedure is that rhinoplasty, I actually decided quite early on in my career that I wasn't going to do rhinoplasty, because rhinoplasty is a very difficult operation. And rhinoplasty really is something that you need to see a specialist about. If you see my book, which I haven't got here, but I've just got my second edition out now. Look at that. That's good publicity, isn't it? Anyway, I've written a book about how to choose a plastic surgeon, and it says about how choosing a specialist and what have you, because plastic surgeons tend to generalize, and all sorts of plastic surgeons do breast surgery. To be honest with you, it's sort of okay for most plastic surgeons will do breast surgery, and sort of the more routine breast surgeries like breast augmentation, we're using the same size implants. Cases where you haven't got asymmetries and things like that, it's sort of okay for any sort of plastic surgeon would be able to do that surgery just fine. But I always say, look, you've got to be careful of people who dabble. And I think you've got to be really careful of people who dabble in rhinoplasty, because rhinoplasty is so difficult. And it's difficult because it's subtle, and subtle changes can make a big effect on the nose. So you've got to be really careful. And if you overdo it, then, it's difficult to then build it back up again. So rhinoplasty is one of those operations which really needs to be done by someone who specializes in that sort of thing. So and you're absolutely right to ask what's realistic for results, because the whole thing about any cosmetic surgery is matching the expectation in the surgeon's head with the expectation in your head, because you can do a surgery and think, I haven't done a great job, and then the patient says, it's not what I expected, I'm not happy with that, and you're thinking, actually that is what I expected, so why is that not, why have we not met there? So that's why I always encourage people to come back to clinic as often as possible. So you need to obviously have a rapport with your surgeon, look at several surgeons if needs be. I know it's difficult when they charge for consultations, but I think it's a good thing to get maybe several surgeons, because you need to make sure that you are on the same wavelength as a surgeon, and you've got to make sure that they're going to look after you, because often you need revisions. Not often, but you may need revisions. You may not be quite happy about it. First of all, you need to give it time to settle. But even when it's settled, you might need to have little bits and bobs done. So you need to be careful. You need to be confident that your surgeon's looking after you and will take you through that, and will fix things if they can and things like that. So yeah. Good question. Really good question. Personally, I can't help with the rhinoplasty, but I would say look for someone who's doing a lot of them, can show you some photographs of some cases, maybe look for testimonials and things like that. Yeah, but it can be life changing. There's no doubt about it. It can be life changing.